There will be a night, millions of years from now, when you step outside and see something impossible. A second galaxy, stretching across the sky like a river of glowing stars. Not a faint blur, not a telescope object, but Andromeda itself, filling the heavens from horizon to horizon. And astronomers have calculated the exact moment. This transformation will begin the moment Earth gets a new night sky. Hello there, and welcome back to the Sleepy Astronomer, a quiet place where the grandest changes in the universe arrive gently, like stories whispered across time. If these calm journeys through cosmic history and cosmic futures bring you a sense of peace, subscribing to the Sleepy Astronomer would mean the world. It helps this small constellation of dreamers grow, all resting beneath the same wondering sky. Tonight, we drift forward through millions of years to witness the slow dance between the Milky Way and Andromeda, two galaxies on a collision course that will reshape the heavens above our planet forever. We'll explore the moment the sky begins to brighten, the moment Andromeda stretches across the darkness, and the moment Earth finds itself inside a new cosmic home. So take a deep breath, and let's travel into the future together, to the night when the universe redraws our sky. This is the Sleepy Astronomer. You settle onto the cool grass, letting your body sink softly into the earth beneath you. The night stretches above, vast and dark, and for the first time tonight, you feel the weight of silence not as emptiness, but as space filled with gentle breathing. Each inhalation of your chest matches an invisible rhythm, a subtle echo of the universe itself. You notice the faint twinkle of stars, scattered like tiny lanterns across a deep, endless canopy, and it feels as though the sky is alive, slowly pulsing in a cadence older than memory. Your eyes trace the Milky Way, a luminous river spilling across the horizon. It is not harsh or bright, but a soft smear of light, like a gentle stream reflecting a fading sunset. You imagine that this river carries the whispers of billions of stars, each one a small, steady heartbeat in the universe. Some are young, gleaming with quiet intensity. Some are old, their light traveling for millions of years to reach you. Every spark seems to have a story, and in this moment your mind opens, ready to listen. As you watch, you notice how distance changes the way light appears. Stars that once burned with fierce energy now reach your eyes as faint, delicate flickers. Their brilliance is softened, tempered by the expanses of space they have crossed. You feel the patience of light itself, flowing endlessly, undisturbed by time or hurry. It moves gently, carrying information across unimaginable stretches of emptiness. And yet, when it touches you, it feels intimate, as though the cosmos has leaned close to whisper your name. The darkness between stars is not empty. It is soft and full of potential. You imagine it as a velvet ocean, stretching forever, holding within it clouds of gas and dust that might one day condense into new stars. Even this space seems alive, waiting, breathing, carrying the weight of unseen motions. You sense that stillness is not absence but a quiet form of presence. A slow meditation on what it means to exist in such a vast, patient expanse. You let your thoughts float in this darkness, free from worry, carried gently by the invisible currents of the universe. Your attention drifts to the nearest star clusters, tiny knots of light shimmering with delicate coherence. They remind you of lanterns swaying above a still pond, reflections caught in a gentle current. You imagine each star as a note in a cosmic symphony, vibrating quietly, resonating with others across unimaginable distances. You can feel a rhythm here, slow and subtle, that somehow matches your own heartbeat. In this moment, the boundary between you and the sky begins to dissolve. You are no longer separate. You are part of this breathing, luminous expanse. The constellations reveal themselves gradually, their patterns soft and evocative. Orion stands tall, his belt a calm line of 3 stars that have traveled over 1,000 years to reach you. Cassiopeia's delicate W curves like a lullaby, and the faint glow of Andromeda whispers in the distance, a promise of galaxies yet to fully reveal themselves. Each shape feels familiar, almost like an old friend, yet also mysterious, inviting you to trace them with your eyes and imagination. You realize that these patterns have guided humans for millennia, offering a quiet, enduring connection between your life and the cosmos. The night air brushes gently against your skin, carrying a subtle chill and the scent of grass and earth. It is as if the universe itself is exhaling, and you inhale with it, syncing your breathing to its rhythm. You feel small, and yet not insignificant. Your mind is a lens through which the vastness becomes intimate, almost tender. Time seems to stretch here. Seconds drift slowly, expanding into long, soft waves that wash over you. The more you watch, the more you notice subtle variations in light and movement. A shooting star arcs fleetingly across the sky. A satellite drifts in quiet procession, and distant planets shimmer with steady, patient gleams. You begin to reflect on the life cycles of stars, how each one is born from clouds of gas and dust, shining with intensity for millions or billions of years before quietly fading. Some will become white dwarfs, small and dense, radiating softly. Some will end more dramatically as supernovae, briefly bursting with unimaginable energy before leaving behind mysterious remnants. You consider how this cycle is continuous, a soft rhythm of birth, existence, and transformation that mirrors, in a cosmic sense, the gentle cycles of your own thoughts, breaths, and dreams. The universe does not hurry, and neither must you. The Milky Way, stretching from horizon to horizon, seems to pulse ever so slightly, as though it is alive in a quiet, patient way. You imagine that every photon traveling from distant stars carries a memory of its journey, the energy and history of objects that have long ceased to exist, yet remain present in this quiet light. You feel a serene humility, a gentle awareness of your place in time and space. The vastness does not frighten you. It soothes you. It reminds you that existence itself is a patient, expansive melody, and that you, too, are a note within this lullaby. As your gaze drifts to the faint edges of the night sky, you sense something stirring beyond the familiar stars. A subtle glow in the distance, soft and delicate, hints at a larger story yet to unfold. It is Andromeda, far away, carrying its own billions of stars, moving quietly toward your own galaxy over the expanse of millions of years. You feel a slow tug of curiosity, a quiet invitation to follow this distant traveler, to understand how two massive spirals will eventually intertwine in an intricate dance. Even now, the night seems to hum with possibility, each star a gentle prelude to the chapters of cosmic movement waiting ahead. Your eyes grow heavy, but your mind remains awake, floating among these luminous threads. You notice how the soft light of the sky caresses your thoughts, encouraging them to expand slowly, exploring yet never rushing. Every flicker of a distant star, every shadowed stretch of the Milky Way, becomes a gentle guide, leading you to reflect on the scale, beauty, and rhythm of the universe. You feel yourself breathing in tune with this cosmic flow, your body relaxed, your mind drifting like a leaf on a slow-moving river of starlight. And as the night deepens, you begin to sense that the stars are not only above you but within you, that the same forces shaping galaxies, gravity, light, and time, also shape the quiet inner cosmos of your thoughts and dreams. You feel a calm anticipation for what lies ahead, the stories of spiral arms, distant stars, and invisible pulls that will slowly guide you into new perspectives. The sky continues to breathe, steady and eternal, and you realize that tonight, you are part of its soft, endless rhythm. And somewhere in the distance, a faint glow begins to stir, hinting at the first whisper of a galaxy approaching, inviting you to follow its gentle, patient journey. The faint glow on the horizon draws your attention, soft and persistent, like a whisper carried across time. It is Andromeda, the nearest spiral galaxy to your own Milky Way, appearing as a delicate smudge in the darkness. At first, it seems almost abstract, a soft suggestion of shape against the night. Yet the more you focus, the more its spiral arms begin to reveal themselves. They wind gracefully, curling in elegant loops, a slow, deliberate pattern that seems almost sentient. You feel yourself leaning in, your mind reaching toward the quiet rhythm hidden within this distant structure. The arms of Andromeda are not static. They are slow rivers of light, stars flowing along invisible currents shaped by gravity and time. You imagine these stars as dancers tracing ancient choreography, moving in elegant arcs with patience that far surpasses human understanding. Some stars are bright and young, their blue-white glow burning with gentle intensity. Others are older, softer, amber-colored, their light already carrying the memory of millions of years. The galaxy pulses, a heartbeat you cannot hear with ears, but that you feel in the quiet stir of thought, like a low, steady vibration beneath your consciousness. You consider the size of this cosmic neighbor. Andromeda stretches over 200,000 light-years across, nearly double the width of the Milky Way. To imagine its scale is almost impossible. Every point of light you see is not just a star, but potentially a solar system, a collection of worlds with their own slow, intricate rhythms. You feel the weight of that enormity settling into your mind, not as overwhelming, but as a kind of gentle awe. You are aware of your smallness, yes, yet also of your connection, that the same forces shaping Andromeda also shape you, the earth beneath you, the air in your lungs. Time in this distant galaxy flows differently than it does for you, or perhaps it flows the same but on a scale too vast to comprehend. Stars born in its spiraling arms burn for billions of years, moving imperceptibly along their orbital paths. And yet, to you, this motion is frozen in light. You feel a strange comfort in this. The galaxy is both alive and still, active and calm, a paradox that invites reflection rather than rush. In this frozen dance, you perceive the patience of the universe, its quiet insistence on continuity, on persistence across incomprehensible spans of time. As you trace Andromeda's spiral arms with your imagination, you notice that they are not smooth. There are knots of brighter light, clusters of stars born together, bound by gravity, shimmering like jewels in the faint darkness. You picture these clusters forming slowly, clouds of gas condensing under their own weight, igniting in a gentle flare of fusion. You see newborn stars twinkling softly, each one a tiny sun with the potential to nurture planets and, perhaps, the slow beginnings of life. Even in this vast, serene structure, creation pulses quietly, insistently, like a secret heartbeat you can almost sense if you listen closely enough. The gaps between the spiral arms are equally profound. Here, the darkness stretches like soft velvet, interrupted only by the occasional solitary star or distant globular cluster. You imagine this space as a calm, meditative pause, a breathing room within the galaxy itself. Gravity gently tugs at these interarm regions, nudging clouds of matter toward the arms where new stars will one day awaken. You feel the cycles of motion, creation, and quietude echoing softly in your own awareness. Even emptiness has rhythm. Even silence carries a pulse. Andromeda is moving, imperceptibly fast by human standards, yet slow by cosmic measures. It drifts toward the Milky Way, closing the gap at roughly 100 kilometers per second. You imagine this motion as a slow river of light and matter, flowing steadily across the darkness of intergalactic space. There is no urgency here, only inevitability, a patient approach that will unfold over billions of years. You feel your mind slow in response, matching the calm persistence of the galaxy, letting go of the constant rush of immediate concerns. You begin to reflect on the structure of spiral galaxies themselves. The arms you see are shaped not by material spinning rigidly, but by waves of density, traveling like gentle ripples across the disk of stars. These waves compress clouds of gas as they pass, sparking the birth of new stars, which then drift away, leaving a soft trail of light in their wake. The galaxy is a living pattern, a slow and deliberate flow of matter and energy, orchestrated by laws as precise as they are poetic. In this realization, you feel both humility and intimacy. You are a witness to a cosmic rhythm that is vast, yet understandable. Your imagination drifts further. You picture yourself drifting alongside Andromeda, weightless and silent, passing through spiral arms that glow with countless points of light. Each star feels like a companion, each nebula a gentle cloud carrying secrets of creation. You notice how gravity and motion intertwine, orchestrating a dance so slow and subtle that it is almost imperceptible. And yet, Even as you drift, you sense the pull of curiosity drawing your mind onward, toward the center of this galaxy, where a supermassive black hole sits quietly, invisible but commanding, holding billions of stars in a gentle gravitational embrace. You feel a tender connection to the cosmic scales at play. Andromeda's slow rotation, its patient, spiraling sweep, mirrors something within you. The steady, persistent rhythms of breath, thought, and awareness. You are aware that the universe operates on timescales so vast that they almost feel eternal, and yet in this awareness you find calm. You notice how small human concerns become, softened by the enormity of space, and how comforting it is to be reminded of patience, continuity, and quiet persistence. As the night deepens, your eyes linger on Andromeda's spiral shape, noticing subtle asymmetries, gentle bends, and glowing clusters that hint at its ancient history. Every detail feels deliberate, each curve a soft story of motion, formation, and endurance. You sense that this galaxy is not simply an object to observe, but a living presence, a slow-moving testament to the poetry of gravity, light, and time. You feel an irresistible curiosity, a desire to follow its journey, to see what will unfold when its quiet approach intersects with your own galaxy over the course of unimaginable millennia. And as you lie beneath the Milky Way, watching Andromeda's delicate spiral arms shimmer faintly against the dark, you realize that the universe has a rhythm you can almost enter. You feel the pull of a larger story, a narrative of gravity, motion, and light, whispering through the stars. Tonight, you are a silent traveler, moving with patience, drifting alongside spirals that will one day embrace your own galaxy. And you sense the quiet anticipation of the first soft touches that will one day reshape the sky itself. Even now, as you breathe in the night, you feel the gentle tug of that approaching galaxy, a subtle invitation to follow its path and discover the hidden choreography of stars, waiting patiently for the day when their slow dance begins to unfold in earnest. The soft glow of distant stars continues to fill the night above you, each point of light a messenger from the past. You notice how some shine more brightly than others, not because they are closer, but because of their own inner fire. Every photon, every particle of light, has traveled an enormous distance to meet your gaze. They carry with them the memory of the stars that emitted them, tiny packets of energy that have crossed thousands, millions, even billions of light years. You feel the quiet weight of this journey, as if each beam of light is brushing gently against your consciousness. You imagine the path of a single photon leaving a star long gone. It begins its journey in the heart of a fiery core, where nuclear fusion presses hydrogen into helium with patient persistence. Energy is released in pulses, moving outward slowly at first, bouncing and scattering through layers of plasma until finally escaping into space. The photon embarks on a voyage through the dark emptiness of the galaxy, unhurried yet relentless, carrying with it the very essence of the star's existence. You feel a deep sense of awe at this persistence, this silent determination that spans incomprehensible distances and eons. The night sky seems both still and dynamic as you consider how light interacts with the vastness of space. Gravity bends its path, invisible curves shaping its trajectory. Massive stars, black holes, and dense clusters create subtle distortions, guiding beams like currents through an unseen ocean. Even the emptiness of space is not empty, but filled with soft fluctuations and faint traces of matter that influence light's journey. You sense yourself floating alongside these photons, weightless and calm, moving slowly through the cosmic river that carries both history and presence. You notice how different colors of light tell stories of different energies. Blue stars blaze with intensity, hotter and younger, their photons carrying sharper, faster pulses. Red stars are older, cooler, softer, their light warm and gentle, like embers glowing long after the fire has faded. As you let your eyes roam, you see a subtle tapestry of hues woven into the night, each shade a quiet reminder of diversity and age, a cosmic palette stretching across space and time. Every color, every variation, is a whisper of physics, patience, and persistence, blending seamlessly into a meditative whole. Time itself seems to stretch as you imagine following the journey of light. A photon from Andromeda takes over 2 million years to reach you. You picture its slow, steady drift through the dark expanse, unbothered by emptiness, persistent despite the vastness. This journey is neither hurried nor chaotic. It is a quiet, unwavering rhythm, a testament to the constancy of the universe. You feel the pulse of patience, mirrored in your own breath, noticing how every inhalation and exhalation syncs with the gentle, unbroken flow of light that surrounds you. Even the faintest glimmers feel significant, their persistence remarkable. You reflect on the fact that some stars you see no longer exist, yet their light continues to travel, meeting your eyes as if by a quiet miracle. The universe becomes a bridge between past and present, where existence is carried gently across vast distances, touching the present with stories of what once was. There is a comfort here, a sense that the cosmos itself is patient, that everything unfolds in its own time, and that every small moment, including this one, is part of a greater continuum. You think of the ways light interacts with matter along its path. Dust clouds scatter it softly, creating faint halos and subtle glows that color distant galaxies. Gas bends it, revealing faint nebulae where new stars are forming. Even gravitational lensing, the gentle curving of light around massive objects, adds a soft distortion that is not harsh but beautiful, like ripples on a dark, still pond. You feel the universe shaping light delicately, guiding it to your eyes, turning raw energy into a quiet spectacle meant to inspire reflection. Your mind drifts to the idea that light carries information. Each photon contains a record of its origin. The temperature, the composition, the age of its star. You imagine reading this information not with instruments, but with a heightened awareness, feeling the essence of the star through its gentle illumination. Light becomes more than brightness. It is a soft messenger, a story traveling unbroken across time, carrying both knowledge and wonder. You feel connected to this flow, as though by observing it, you participate in the quiet transmission of cosmic memory. As you continue to lie beneath the night sky, you notice the difference between stars within your own galaxy and those far away. The Milky Way glows with a diffuse, gentle band, while Andromeda appears more like a distant river of scattered points. You sense the vast scales at play, distances so immense that your mind can only approximate them. Yet there is intimacy in this realization. The light from billions of stars finds you here, on a single patch of Earth, bridging emptiness with quiet grace. The cosmos, in all its magnitude, seems to fold toward you, just enough for connection. You imagine drifting alongside photons as they travel, feeling their quiet persistence. They move in straight lines yet are subtly influenced by everything around them. You notice how this motion mirrors your own thoughts, which wander along pathways shaped by experiences, memories, and invisible currents of awareness. Just as light carries information, you feel that your mind carries fragments of understanding, softly illuminating your perception of the universe. The night sky and your consciousness flow together in a calm, synchronized rhythm, each reflecting the other. Your awareness softens, and you sense the interconnection of all light. The photons from stars, from galaxies, from distant nebulae, converge in this moment, arriving like gentle waves on the shore of your perception. You feel the universe breathing in subtle pulses, expanding across space, carrying the legacy of billions of years. Each flicker, each glimmer, resonates with quiet meaning, a reminder of persistence, connection, and patience. You realize that by simply observing, you become part of this story, a participant in a dance that spans the cosmos. And as the night deepens further, the light of distant stars and galaxies begins to blend into a soft, continuous glow. Your thoughts drift naturally toward the paths of gravity and motion, the invisible forces that bend and fold light across the cosmos. You sense that what you see is only part of a larger flow, a hidden architecture underlying the star's gentle illumination. Each ray of light is a hint, a subtle guide toward understanding the structure and rhythm of the universe. And as you lie beneath this vast, luminous river, you feel the quiet tug of something beyond mere light. The gravity that shapes the star's motions, the invisible currents that orchestrate the gentle dance of galaxies. You sense that your journey has only begun, that the universe is inviting you to follow the paths of motion, pull, and interaction, tracing the rhythms that guide all matter through the darkness. You lie back beneath the night sky, feeling the soft weight of darkness pressing gently against your body. The Milky Way stretches above you, a river of light that seems infinite, yet within its glow, you notice small absences, faint patches where stars once burned but are now gone. These are the stars that have completed their long journeys, whose light continues to drift toward you long after their fires have dimmed. You imagine them quietly folding in on themselves, their brilliance retreating, not with violence, but as if sighing in contentment after a long life. Some of these stars have ended as white dwarfs, dense and small, radiating softly from the energy still trapped within. You picture one, a glowing ember no larger than Earth, holding the memory of its entire existence in a concentrated, gentle pulse. Its light is soft, almost comforting, like a lullaby whispered across space. You imagine floating nearby, noticing how it burns quietly, no longer consuming hydrogen with the intensity of youth, yet still persistent in its subtle radiance. There is beauty here in restraint, in the slow fading of energy over billions of years, a calm testament to the passage of time. Others have cooled further, becoming black dwarfs, invisible to the eye but present in their quiet absence. You try to imagine a star so old, its light extinguished entirely, leaving only gravity as a trace of its once vibrant existence. The thought is not frightening. It feels meditative. Even in apparent absence, the star has left its mark, shaping the orbits of nearby bodies, influencing the distribution of matter, a silent presence in the cosmic landscape. You sense that endings are not erasure but transformation, a gentle continuation of influence in a different form. You let your mind drift to the notion of stellar lifetimes. Massive stars live fast and bright, burning with intense energy for only a few million years, while smaller stars, like red dwarfs, persist for tens or hundreds of billions of years. Time itself stretches differently for each, yet for all, there is a moment of quiet conclusion, a soft release of energy that has defined their existence. You notice how this mirrors your own experience, how life has rhythms of intensity and rest, beginnings and endings, all part of a greater, patient flow. The space between these dead stars feels alive with potential. Clouds of gas and dust drift lazily, shaped by remnants of past explosions, by the gravitational pull of surviving stars. Some of these clouds will collapse in time, igniting new stars, continuing the endless rhythm of creation and fading. You sense a lullaby here, one of transformation, where endings carry the seeds of beginnings. There is a calm inevitability to it, a reminder that even silence and stillness hold the promise of new light. As you imagine drifting among these stellar remnants, you notice the subtle interactions of gravity. Even a star that has long cooled continues to tug gently on the matter around it. Its influence is invisible, yet it shapes the paths of nearby bodies, bending their orbits in quiet, unseen patterns. You feel the slow choreography of the cosmos, the delicate balance between motion and rest, between presence and absence. Everything in this universe is connected, even the stars that have fallen silent, and you feel a gentle peace in understanding this continuity. The night sky seems softer as you consider the vast numbers of stars that have already passed through this cycle. You imagine billions of white dwarfs, black dwarfs, and faded giants scattered across the galaxy, each a testament to time and endurance. Their influence is subtle, their light gentle, but together they form a quiet architecture, a foundation for the galaxies that continue to spin around them. You feel your own life momentarily mirrored in this pattern. Small, ephemeral, yet contributing to a vast, enduring network of connections. You think about the heat that persists even in dying stars. White dwarfs radiate slowly, their energy gradually dispersing into the cold vacuum around them. It is a warmth that has softened, no longer fierce but lingering, like the memory of a fire kept alive in a hearth long after it has stopped roaring. You imagine standing near one of these dim stars, feeling its quiet radiance brush against your skin. a gentle reminder that endings are not abrupt but measured, and that persistence can take the form of subtlety, not intensity. Some stars collapse into neutron stars, compact and dense beyond imagination, holding the mass of suns within the volume of a city. Their existence is extreme, yet calm, as if gravity itself has folded space to cradle their being. Pulsars, rotating neutron stars, emit beams of light like a distant lighthouse, each pulse a soft heartbeat echoing across space. You feel your mind sync with this rhythm, a quiet meditation on cycles and repetition, the gentle marking of time on scales both intimate and cosmic. You notice that even in darkness, there is motion. Stellar remnants drift slowly, orbiting galactic centers, influenced by gravity in a silent ballet. Their paths intersect with dust, gas, and younger stars, nudging clouds that may one day birth new suns. You feel a soft wonder at this dance. Endings and beginnings, motion and stillness, all flowing together in an intricate, quiet rhythm. The universe teaches patience here, a slow unfolding of consequences across unimaginable spans of space and time. As you lie beneath the night sky, you feel a gentle connection to the stars that have gone before. Their light, their heat, their gravity, all persist in subtle ways, reminding you that even what has ended continues to influence, to shape, to matter. There is calm in this, a soothing reassurance that absence is not emptiness, but transformation. The universe carries its past with it, a soft weight that shapes the present and the future, inviting you to rest within its continuity. And as you trace the faint glow of distant stellar remnants, you sense the universe preparing for the next rhythm, the slow pull of gravity weaving unseen patterns that will guide new formations, new lights, new motion. Even in sleep, the cosmos moves, cradling its own history and future in quiet balance, hinting at the gentle currents that will lead you toward the embrace of galaxies yet to meet, spirals yet to intertwine, and light yet to be born. You lie back beneath the soft shimmer of the night sky, feeling the cool grass press gently against your skin. Above, the stars sparkle, calm and distant, and yet, despite their seeming stillness, you know they are in motion. All matter, all energy, moves under the influence of gravity, the invisible force that binds the cosmos together. You imagine it as a quiet current, flowing through everything, shaping the arcs of planets, the rotations of stars, and the spirals of galaxies. You sense it as a subtle embrace, not constraining, but guiding the grand ballet of existence. Gravity is everywhere, even in places that feel empty. You picture yourself drifting in interstellar space, weightless, surrounded by faint clouds of dust and distant suns. Each particle, each fragment of matter, is tugged gently by the invisible hand of gravity, moving slowly toward something larger, something unseen. The effect is delicate, almost imperceptible to you in the moment, yet over millions of years, these tiny pulls accumulate, shaping stars, clusters, and the faint curves of galactic arms. There is a quiet poetry here, the universe shaping itself in a rhythm so slow that it feels eternal. You reflect on the intimate scale of gravity, from the smallest objects to the grandest structures. Your own body, your heart, and your thoughts exist under its gentle influence. You feel the pull of the earth beneath you, steady and familiar, the same force that holds oceans in place and guides the tides. Gravity's embrace is constant, a subtle presence that stabilizes life while shaping the heavens. You notice how your awareness itself is tethered to this universal force, drawing you into a quiet alignment with the cosmos. Stars themselves are born, live, and die under gravity's guidance. You imagine a dense cloud of gas collapsing inward, particles pulling gently on one another, forming clusters that ignite into new suns. The motion is slow, deliberate, a cosmic patience beyond human comprehension. Once ignited, the stars continue to orbit galactic centers, their paths choreographed by the combined pull of countless neighbors. You feel the pattern, the unseen currents, the quiet balance that allows stars to shine steadily rather than collide chaotically. The universe is alive with subtle motion, and gravity is its gentle hand. You consider how gravity shapes the vast spirals you glimpsed in Andromeda. Each arm curves under the pull of its central mass, stars moving along invisible paths determined by the balance between attraction and momentum. You picture yourself drifting beside one of these stars, feeling the soft tug toward the galactic center, yet moving forward with the momentum of countless years of motion. There is harmony here, a balance so precise that chaos never dominates, a quiet testament to the patient forces guiding all matter. Even black holes, the densest objects in the universe, illustrate gravity's subtlety. Though extreme in nature, they shape space and time around them gracefully. You imagine the gentle bending of light near a black hole, the curvature of space itself as a ripple that guides the paths of passing stars. You sense that this force is not violent but measured, a slow influence that orchestrates motion across distances unimaginable. The night sky above feels infused with this unseen structure, each point of light tracing its path along the soft curves carved by gravity. You drift in thought toward planetary systems, where gravity holds worlds in delicate orbit around suns. Each planet is a passenger in a slow, measured journey, pulled toward the star yet carried forward by motion. You picture the subtle nudges of moons on planets, tidal forces shaping oceans and rhythms of rotation. Even in these small systems, the same universal principles guide every motion. There is intimacy here, a connection between your experience and the mechanics of the heavens, a quiet sense that all things, large or small, participate in the same embrace. Your mind moves to the distant scales of galaxy clusters. Gravity stretches its influence across millions of light years, binding galaxies together in enormous, slow-moving systems. You imagine Andromeda and the Milky Way, each drawn toward the other by this subtle hand, spiraling gently closer over billions of years. The thought is both vast and comforting. Even immense, incomprehensible forces operate with patience, unfolding their story gradually, deliberately, like a soft breath expanding across space. You feel your own sense of time slowing as you contemplate this cosmic rhythm. Gravity shapes motion in ways that are invisible yet tangible. You picture streams of gas flowing into galactic centers, forming new stars in quiet, unseen processes. You imagine clusters colliding, galaxies merging in slow, graceful arcs, not violently but in careful choreography dictated by attraction. Each movement is an interaction, a negotiation between mass and space, energy and inertia. You sense the subtle intelligence of these forces, guiding without haste, a measured design that allows life, light, and matter to persist in a delicate balance. As your awareness drifts, you consider gravity's role in shaping light itself. Photons bend as they pass near massive objects, tracing curved paths that reveal the invisible contours of space. You imagine floating alongside a beam of light, feeling it tug gently toward a distant mass, following invisible channels etched by gravity. Even light is not free from this embrace. Its motion is shaped, guided, and folded, revealing the hidden architecture of the cosmos. You sense the universe's soft patience in every bend, every curve, every luminous path. You feel yourself connected to this vast web of attraction. Every star, every planet, every photon is part of an intricate network of influence. Even the empty stretches of space are filled with potential, silent currents guiding matter in subtle ways. You notice your own heartbeat, your breathing, mirroring the slow, steady rhythm of these forces. The cosmos is not chaotic. It moves with quiet deliberation, teaching you the art of patience, the beauty of gentle guidance, the serenity of inevitability. And as you lie beneath the night sky, feeling the pull of distant stars and galaxies, you sense the subtle tug of what is yet to come. The Milky Way and Andromeda inch toward one another, drawn by forces unseen, spiraling slowly across the void. You feel the anticipation of a future encounter, quiet and patient, unfolding over billions of years. In this moment, the universe is calm, deliberate, and steady, and you drift with it, carried along by gravity's invisible, soothing embrace. Even now, as you close your eyes against the gentle pull of night, you feel the soft, patient rhythm that guides all matter, a quiet invitation to follow the hidden currents that will someday lead galaxies to meet, stars to intertwine, and the cosmos to whisper its next gentle secret. You close your eyes and imagine drifting far beyond the visible clusters of stars, past the familiar glow of the Milky Way, and into the quiet expanse between galaxies. Here, the darkness is not empty. It is filled with subtle currents of gas, dust, and invisible matter flowing in slow, deliberate rivers. These flows are not chaotic. They are organized by gravity, guided by the gentle tug of galaxies, and shaped by the unseen structure of dark matter that threads the cosmos. You feel weightless, a silent passenger in these immense, unhurried currents. The intergalactic medium is thin, almost imperceptible, yet it carries with it a soft, persistent motion. Clouds of hydrogen drift through space, invisible except where they catch light from distant stars or the faint glow of background radiation. You imagine touching one, brushing your hand through this delicate, nearly intangible substance, feeling its cool, almost watery presence. Even here, in these vast stretches that seem empty to the eye, life is moving, quietly and patiently, shaping the destinies of galaxies and stars without hurry or fanfare. Dark matter, invisible and enigmatic, forms the scaffolding along which these rivers of gas flow. You picture it as a gentle, unseen current beneath the surface of reality, guiding the motion of everything above. Galaxies drift along these dark filaments, pulled subtly by its presence, tracing paths over millions of light years. You sense the calm precision of this hidden framework, a structure that is vast yet measured, a web of invisible threads connecting the cosmos in ways your mind can only begin to imagine. As you drift deeper into this cosmic river, you notice how matter clumps, not randomly, but in patterns shaped by gravity. Galaxies are gathered into clusters, clusters into superclusters, all strung together along the faint, flowing rivers of dark matter. You feel a serene rhythm in this arrangement, a pulse that is slower than human perception, yet perfectly consistent, like the gentle sway of tides over centuries. Even emptiness seems alive, textured, carrying a subtle energy that shapes the universe quietly but inevitably. You imagine floating alongside a stream of interstellar gas. The motion is almost imperceptible, moving at tens of kilometers per second, yet across millions of years, it guides the formation of new stars and galaxies. You picture clouds condensing slowly, merging into clusters that will eventually ignite with the energy of fusion. In this vast patience, there is a quiet poetry, endings and beginnings flowing seamlessly into one another, matter and energy circling together in a rhythm that spans time and distance beyond comprehension. The cosmic rivers carry hints of their history. Shock waves from ancient collisions ripple through gas, subtle currents bending around massive objects, leaving behind trails that will influence future formations. You feel yourself drifting along with these currents, noticing how even a tiny perturbation in a distant galaxy can cascade into vast, slow-motion consequences. The universe is a web of interactions, subtle and interconnected, and you sense the gentle inevitability of this grand, patient design. Between the galaxies, voids stretch like dark lakes, empty in appearance yet full of these quiet rivers. You feel the contrast between the fullness of motion and the seeming emptiness around it. These voids are not silent. They are filled with the whispers of passing matter, the faint tug of gravity, the soft drift of energy and potential. You notice that the absence of light does not mean inactivity. Even the darkest spaces carry their own form of life, subtle and meditative, shaping what will come next in ways you cannot yet see. You think about the vast scales involved. The Milky Way is drawn toward Andromeda along one of these invisible rivers, pulled gently, inexorably, over billions of years. You imagine yourself floating alongside, weightless, carried along by the combined influence of dark matter and gravity, following a path traced long before your existence. There is no rush here, only motion measured in patience, a quiet rhythm that teaches you about the slow, inevitable unfolding of cosmic events. Interstellar gas itself is a silent artist. As it flows along these rivers, it twists and folds, forming sheets, filaments, and knots that eventually collapse into new stars. You picture newborn suns igniting softly within these currents, their light traveling outward across the emptiness. The universe becomes a delicate interplay of flow and spark, a slow-moving tapestry of cause and effect. You feel yourself drifting in harmony with these rhythms, carried along by forces both visible and invisible, part of a cosmic meditation that is at once infinite and intimate. Even the smallest particles participate. Dust grains, ionized gas, stray atoms, all drift along these currents, nudged by gravity, influenced by radiation, slowly shaping the architecture of the universe. You sense that nothing is wasted, that even what seems insignificant contributes to the flow, adding texture and depth to the quiet rivers that connect stars and galaxies. Every movement is part of a larger pattern, a subtle choreography that persists over spans of time and space far beyond human comprehension. As you move through this cosmic expanse, you notice the interplay between motion and stillness. Galaxies glide along their filaments, stars orbit their centers, and dark matter flows silently beneath it all. The universe is both dynamic and serene, a paradox that feels deeply comforting. You realize that these cosmic rivers carry not just matter but a kind of wisdom, a lesson in patience, connection, and gentle influence. You feel your mind slowing in response, attuned to the soft, eternal rhythm of the cosmos. You reflect on the idea that the universe is never truly empty. Even in the deepest voids, subtle currents flow, unseen yet influential. You sense that this connectivity is what allows stars, planets, and galaxies to interact over unimaginable distances. Each particle, each photon, each strand of dark matter is part of a vast network, moving together in a quiet, connected rhythm. There is solace in this understanding, a gentle reassurance that nothing is isolated, that even emptiness carries life in a form you can feel, if not see. As the cosmic rivers continue their patient motion, you feel drawn toward the slow, inexorable approach of Andromeda. You sense the streams of gas and dark matter subtly guiding its path, weaving invisible threads that will shape the encounter yet to come. You feel the quiet anticipation in the currents themselves, the gentle pull of inevitability, and the rhythm of slow-motion destiny unfolding across billions of years. You drift along with them, carried by the unseen, listening to the soft music of the universe flowing in measured, meditative waves. And as you lie beneath the night sky, weightless in imagination, carried along these silent rivers, you sense the interconnectedness of everything. Stars, galaxies, voids, and even the unseen dark matter that shapes them. The universe feels alive, not in bursts of chaos, but in slow, deliberate currents, each particle and current a note in a gentle, cosmic symphony. You realize that the river never ends, that the flow of time, matter, and energy continues silently, inviting you to follow, to drift, and to wonder at the quiet, infinite movement that will lead you toward the gentle stretching of time itself. You lie back beneath the night sky, letting your awareness drift through the vast darkness between galaxies. Here, among the cosmic rivers and gentle currents, you begin to notice time not as a rigid measurement but as a soft, flowing presence. It stretches and bends, shaped by the immense gravity of clusters and stars. Each moment feels deeper, heavier with significance, yet lighter in perception, like a river whose surface moves slowly, carrying both motion and reflection. You sense that the universe has its own rhythm, a pulse so slow that it requires patience to perceive, yet you feel it resonating quietly within you. You imagine a beam of light leaving a star in Andromeda. It travels across 2 million light-years, moving steadily, unwavering. Yet for you, its journey unfolds in an instant of perception. You sense how time and space are intertwined, how gravity subtly stretches the intervals between events, bending the flow of moments around massive objects. The stars, the galaxies, even the photons themselves participate in this quiet, flexible dance of time. You feel as if your own heartbeat has slowed, echoing the gentle expansion and contraction of temporal currents. Near massive galaxies, time stretches perceptibly. You picture yourself floating beside one, feeling the pull of billions of stars concentrated into a single center. Your perception of duration shifts. Minutes expand into centuries. Seconds take on the weight of millennia. Light itself curves around the dense mass, tracing elongated paths that seem to flow in slow motion. You feel the patience of the cosmos, how each motion is measured and deliberate, unfolding over spans so vast that human life feels like a soft, impermanent ripple in comparison. Even in the emptiness of intergalactic space, time seems to move differently. You drift alongside clouds of gas, flowing along invisible currents, feeling how the presence of mass and energy subtly bends your awareness of the passage of moments. What seems empty is alive with temporal depth. The slow drift of particles, the gentle tug of dark matter, the motion of distant galaxies, all stretch and fold time in ways you can perceive only through quiet observation. You sense a harmony, a rhythm that makes even the vast, dark expanses feel tender and intimate. You reflect on the stars that have already died, whose light continues to travel toward you. Their photons carry stories of past existence, yet they arrive in your present as living evidence. You notice how time can feel layered, a soft interplay between the past, present, and distant future. Every ray of light becomes a bridge across epochs, and as you watch, you feel yourself floating within this continuum. Each beat of your heart, each slow inhalation, seems in sync with the long, patient sweep of cosmic moments, and you sense a quiet intimacy with the universe itself. The stretching of time is subtle yet profound. You imagine watching a galaxy spiral slowly, its arms tracing paths that will take millions of years to complete. In your perception, they move gently, almost imperceptibly, yet the motion carries the weight of entire civilizations of stars. You feel a meditative calm, recognizing that the universe operates in scales far beyond urgency. Patience is built into its structure, and you find comfort in that slow certainty, feeling your own awareness expanding to meet the vastness of cosmic duration. You think about gravitational time dilation, how the presence of mass can literally slow the passage of moments. Near black holes, near dense clusters, a single second for one observer may stretch into centuries for another. You feel your mind bending gently around this concept, imagining yourself drifting closer to such massive bodies, feeling each tick of time elongate, each moment infused with both weight and clarity. The universe teaches you here not in words, but in perception, revealing patience as a natural property of space and matter. As Andromeda approaches, the bending of time becomes part of the dance. You sense the slow interweaving of the two galaxies' gravitational fields, how their mutual attraction subtly stretches and shapes the flow of moments across space. Stars drift past one another, tracing orbits and paths that will take millions of years to complete. You imagine following one of these stars, feeling the gentle rhythm of its orbit, aware that every motion carries with it a slow, patient cadence. Even what seems instantaneous to human eyes is a meditation on temporal persistence. Time flows differently depending on where you are and how you move. You drift with interstellar gas, feeling minutes stretch into centuries, while galaxies far away continue their motions in their own slow rhythm. You sense that the universe is not constrained by linearity but is flexible, fluid, responsive to the presence of mass and energy. This perception softens your mind, easing it into the understanding that time, like light, carries history and potential, and that the present is a delicate intersection of past and future. You notice the cumulative effect of this slow, bending time. Clouds of gas begin to form new stars under the combined influence of gravity and motion. Light from distant galaxies curves gently, illuminating regions that would otherwise remain hidden. You feel the gentle unfolding of cause and effect, stretched across billions of years, a rhythm so patient that it seems eternal. The cosmos moves with deliberate grace, and you drift with it, feeling the weight and flow of time as a calm, meditative presence. Your mind drifts to the interconnectedness of events. Each gravitational tug, each drift of a photon, each ripple of matter contributes to a story written across space-time. You sense that time is not just a measurement but a medium, carrying histories, guiding futures, connecting galaxies, stars, and particles in a quiet, seamless web. There is beauty here in the slow unfolding of existence, a poetry in motion that hums gently in your chest, syncing your awareness with the vast patience of the universe. Even the smallest motions become part of the rhythm. Dust grains orbit stars, gas clouds collapse into nascent suns, and distant galaxies spiral ever so slowly toward each other. You feel each movement as a gentle pulse, a heartbeat in the slow, stretching flow of time. There is no rush, no urgency, only the calm, deliberate unfolding of the cosmos, inviting your mind to follow, to observe, to rest within its measured tempo. As you float in thought, carried along the gentle currents of space and time, you notice Andromeda's approach becoming inevitable, guided by gravity yet unfolding over billions of years. You sense the temporal rhythm of the universe, how each movement is stretched and shaped, how every light year traveled carries weight and meaning. You feel your consciousness expand, tracing these soft currents, aware of the slow dance of motion and duration. And as you lie beneath the night sky, drifting through cosmic rivers and the subtle folds of time, you sense that each moment is part of a greater meditation. Time is patient, expansive, and gentle, teaching you the art of observation without hurry, the beauty of persistence without force, the calmness of motion without urgency. And as your awareness drifts toward the coming encounter of galaxies, you feel the universe preparing for the first soft touches of collision, where time, motion, and matter will intertwine in quiet, inevitable rhythm. You lie beneath the expanding night sky, imagining yourself drifting slowly between galaxies, weightless and calm. The Milky Way stretches below you, familiar in its spiral arms, while beyond, Andromeda approaches, soft and massive, its outer edges shimmering faintly in the darkness. You feel the quiet inevitability of their meeting, not as a violent crash, but as a gentle, patient encounter. The stars in the outer halos of both galaxies begin to sense each other's presence, tugging subtly, bending their orbits, tracing lines of invisible contact. You notice the grace in this first touch, the quiet poetry of approach. You imagine a star at the edge of Andromeda. It drifts close to the Milky Way, its path deflected not by forceful collision but by mutual gravitational attraction. The star's light stretches slightly as it moves along this new curve, a soft bend in the fabric of its journey. You feel the beauty of this interaction, how the forces shaping the universe operate with patience and precision. Nothing is hurried, nothing abrupt. Even beginnings carry the serenity of long preparation. Between the spiraling arms, clouds of gas and dust feel the first stirrings of change. They are not torn apart. They drift gently, influenced by overlapping gravitational fields, tracing new pathways that will, over millions of years, shape the birth of stars. You imagine floating alongside one of these clouds, feeling the imperceptible tug of Andromeda's gravity, the subtle guidance of the Milky Way's pull, and sensing the interplay that will slowly mold new forms of light and matter. The universe moves like a careful hand arranging its own patterns, deliberate yet soft. You sense the stars themselves communicating through motion. Each orbit shifts slightly, responding to the presence of the other galaxy. Paths twist, bend, and sometimes loop in gentle curves, like dancers exchanging glances across a crowded hall. There is no chaos here, only a patient weaving of motion, a choreography that takes millions of years to unfold. You feel yourself floating among these stars, aware of the imperceptible movements, understanding that even the beginning of change is quiet and gradual. Some stars drift closer than others, tracing near-miss paths that stretch and curve around one another. You imagine these encounters as whispers, soft interactions that leave lasting influence without immediate dramatic effect. Each movement is precise, guided by gravity, inertia, and the patient rhythm of galactic motion. You notice the immense timescales at play, and your own sense of duration softens, stretching with the slow unfolding of this cosmic dance. The universe is alive with anticipation, yet calm and deliberate in every step. The interstellar medium begins to shimmer with subtle change. Clouds of hydrogen stretch and fold under overlapping gravitational fields, hinting at the future spark of stars yet to be born. You sense the potential in every drift, the quiet creativity of space itself, as matter moves along unseen currents toward new formations. Even emptiness seems alive here, filled with the suggestion of motion and transformation. You feel the vastness of the cosmos, yet the intimacy of each particle's participation in the grand weaving of galaxies. You notice the halos of both galaxies stretching toward each other first, a soft intermingling of light and gravitational influence. Stars that were once distant begin to trace gentle arcs as if reaching for one another, a slow embrace that will extend over millions of years. You sense the calm inevitability of this meeting, the subtle balance of forces that ensures interaction without sudden destruction. The universe operates in patience, teaching you that even encounters that appear chaotic are guided by invisible, measured rules. Your mind drifts to the scales of motion. The outer regions of the galaxies move faster than their centers, tracing long arcs that will fold over time. Gas and dust drift along these paths, sometimes colliding softly, creating gentle waves of compression that may someday ignite new suns. You imagine these waves spreading outward like ripples in a still pond, each one a quiet influence, a subtle reminder of the interconnectedness of motion and matter. The encounter is not abrupt but gradual, a meditation on how beginnings arise from gentle forces over time. You sense the first hints of tidal tails forming, long streams of stars drawn from their home galaxies, stretching into the darkness between. These tails are delicate, luminous threads, tracing the slow, patient reach of gravity. You imagine drifting along one, feeling the motion as both pull and release, a quiet wave guiding stars to new positions. The universe teaches you here about the elegance of transformation, the beauty of slow, intentional change, and the poetry that exists in the careful unfolding of a first touch. Even light seems to respond to this encounter. Rays from distant stars stretch and curve under shifting gravitational fields, tracing arcs that reveal the invisible structures of motion. You follow one photon as it bends slightly, guided by the meeting of galaxies, and feel the soft weight of time and space folding around it. Each subtle shift becomes a note in the quiet symphony of collision, a melody that hums in your mind, steady and patient, echoing across millions of light years. You notice that this first touch is not about destruction, but about preparation. The galaxies are like dancers leaning toward one another, adjusting their movements in anticipation of a grander choreography yet to come. You feel the soft inevitability, the patient unfolding of cosmic rhythms that will lead to spirals intertwining, stars migrating, and gas clouds igniting in gentle bursts. Even the most immense motions of the universe can be tender, and in this realization you feel a quiet serenity. You imagine following one star through this initial interaction. Its path curves slowly, tracing a gentle arc as it adjusts to the combined pull of Andromeda and the Milky Way. You feel the patient grace in every motion, a meditation in itself. Each orbit, each drift, each subtle influence contributes to a tapestry that will take millions of years to complete. There is no urgency here, only the quiet unfolding of destiny, a rhythm you can feel but not rush, a slow dance of matter, light, and gravity. As you drift, weightless among these first encounters, you sense the soft poetry of beginnings. Even chaos, when measured across time and space, begins with gentle steps. The universe teaches patience in the quietest of ways, in the bending of a star's path, in the stretch of a gas cloud, in the soft intermingling of light across vast distances. You feel yourself absorbed in this rhythm, attuned to the slow, deliberate choreography that will eventually weave galaxies together in a quiet embrace. And as you lie beneath the slowly changing sky, drifting in your imagination with the first gentle touches of Andromeda brushing the Milky Way, you sense the universe preparing for creation. The subtle shifts, the quiet bends, the slow spiraling of stars and gas all carry a promise. That new light will emerge, new stars will ignite, and a soft, patient cycle of cosmic birth will begin, weaving endings into beginnings in the quietest, most graceful way imaginable. You drift through the quiet aftermath of the galaxy's first encounter, weightless and calm, imagining yourself floating among clouds of interstellar gas stirred by the gravitational pull of colliding spirals. These clouds, previously serene, now ripple and fold under gentle forces, moving slowly like water in an unseen tide. You sense their potential, the quiet promise held within each fold of gas and dust, waiting to ignite into new light. The universe here is alive with subtle motion, a patient nursery preparing to birth stars, and you feel a deep serenity in witnessing this gentle unfolding. Each cloud seems almost sentient, responding to the invisible rhythms of gravity. You imagine tracing your fingers through the folds of hydrogen and helium, feeling them swirl in slow, deliberate patterns. Over millions of years, these movements will compress portions of gas into dense knots. These knots, like silent seeds, carry the potential for fusion, the spark of new suns. You feel the patience of this process, understanding that creation in the cosmos is not sudden but slow, measured, and infinitely deliberate. You watch as a small cluster begins to emerge, a delicate formation of matter spiraling gently inward. Gravity pulls each particle toward its center, and the cloud shrinks imperceptibly, folding light and energy into tighter and warmer spaces. You sense the warmth building quietly, an invisible prelude to ignition. There is no rush, no dramatic explosion. Only the soft, persistent accumulation of energy until the core reaches the threshold to begin fusion. You feel the universe's patience mirrored in your own breathing, slow and rhythmic, aligning with the calm flow of creation. The first flickers of light appear as the cores ignite, tiny suns blinking awake in the dark folds of the cloud. You imagine their soft glow spreading outward, illuminating surrounding dust and gas. These newborn stars are gentle sparks, each carrying the potential for planetary systems, for cycles of light and gravity, for patterns that will persist for millions or billions of years. You sense the interconnectedness of all things, the way one small ignition can influence countless others across space and time. Around these stars, gas and dust swirl in tender motion. You picture wisps forming disks, slowly coalescing into rings and spirals, the foundations for future worlds. You feel yourself drifting among them, weightless, imagining tracing paths along invisible currents. The clouds twist and fold, stretching light in arcs that hint at distant motion, carrying the potential for planets yet to form. Even in this quiet nursery, there is rhythm and melody, a cosmic lullaby that hums softly across the void. You notice the effects of neighboring stars, whose gravity and radiation gently shape the clouds around them. Some particles are nudged outward, others pulled closer, creating intricate patterns of density and motion. You feel the beauty in this orchestration, the calm intelligence of the universe operating without force, teaching through subtle influence and soft alignment. Each star born in this environment is part of a larger dance, a meditation on the patience and persistence of cosmic processes. The light from newborn stars travels slowly outward, touching distant clouds, warming pockets of gas, and influencing matter far beyond their immediate surroundings. You imagine the gentle caress of these photons, carrying both energy and a message of new beginnings. The universe, once quiet and still, now hums with a soft vibration of creation. You feel the resonance of this energy in your own chest, a gentle echo of the cycles unfolding in the vast distances around you. Clusters begin to take shape, groups of young stars bound by gravity, moving as a quiet community across the dark expanse. You imagine them tracing delicate arcs, orbiting shared centers, radiating soft light into the surrounding darkness. The motion is serene and measured, every orbit a meditation on balance and harmony. You feel yourself floating among them, aware of the patient choreography guiding every particle, every spark of energy, every small pulse of light. You sense the long-term effects of this gentle birth. Over millions of years, some stars will drift closer, influencing one another's paths, triggering new clouds to collapse. Others will move outward, seeding the cosmos with energy and material for future generations of stars. You notice the rhythm of endings and beginnings intertwined, a cycle that stretches across unimaginable spans of time. Even in the quiet, dark regions, you sense potential, an invisible promise of creation waiting to unfold. The clouds that have already given birth continue to ripple, sending waves of compression outward, shaping the next generation of stars. You imagine these waves moving slowly, softly, like ripples in a still pond, influencing distant matter far beyond your perception. The universe demonstrates patience not as passivity but as an active, persistent process, moving deliberately toward new forms, new patterns, new light. You feel your mind synchronizing with this rhythm, your awareness expanding to encompass the calm flow of creation around you. You notice that this birth is neither chaotic nor random. Gravity, motion, and the gentle push of radiation combine to guide each particle, each star, each cluster toward a harmonious outcome. You sense a quiet intelligence in these processes, a slow weaving of matter and energy into patterns that will persist long after your presence in thought. The universe teaches here not with words but through the soft unfolding of creation itself, inviting you to rest, to observe, and to be part of the calm continuity of existence. And as you drift among these newborn stars, weightless and serene, you realize the universe is a lullaby of creation, soft and constant. Every spark of light, every folding cloud, every gentle orbit contributes to a melody of patience and persistence. You sense the continuity between what has ended and what is beginning, understanding that each soft spark carries the promise of countless futures. You float in this awareness, carried gently toward the spaces between worlds, toward the vast shadows that stretch beyond clusters, where silence and reflection await. You drift beyond the clusters of newborn stars, beyond the spiraling arms and glowing nurseries, into the vast stretches between galaxies. Here, the darkness feels different, not empty, but resonant with subtle presence. These intergalactic voids are immense, stretching millions of light-years in every direction, yet they hold a quiet, meditative depth. You sense that emptiness is not absence. It is a kind of pause, a space for reflection, for waiting, for the universe to breathe. The void is cool and still, almost tactile in its silence. You imagine drifting through it, weightless, with no stars nearby to guide your path, only the faint traces of distant light. You feel a calm stretching of perception, as if time itself slows to match the patient expanse around you. The emptiness carries stories, of light that traveled for billions of years, of stars that lived and died unseen, of galaxies wandering slowly toward encounters yet to come. You notice that even silence has texture, and you feel it settle gently in your mind. In these shadows, photons arrive in slow trickles. Light from distant galaxies pierces the darkness, faint and stretched, whispering across the void. You follow one of these rays as it bends slightly under the gravitational influence of nearby mass, traveling unhurriedly, illuminating nothing more than its own gentle path. You feel a connection to the long journey of light, its passage measured not in seconds but in eons, carrying with it both memory and presence. Every photon is a messenger of patience, a note in a quiet cosmic symphony. You notice the faint drift of gas, wisps of hydrogen moving subtly, guided by invisible currents of gravity. Even here, matter flows, though scarcely perceptible. You imagine brushing your hand through a floating cloud of atoms, feeling the almost imperceptible resistance, the quiet momentum of particles shaped by forces you cannot see. The universe teaches here through subtlety, showing that even what seems inert or empty is alive with potential, shaping the distant future through small, deliberate motions. Dark matter threads the void like an unseen web, invisible yet deeply influential. You picture it as delicate filaments, guiding the motion of galaxies and shaping the subtle currents of intergalactic gas. The universe feels interconnected here, even across stretches where no visible stars shine. You sense that every galaxy, every cloud, every particle is bound together in an intricate dance, moving through time and space with measured patience. The void is not emptiness but a quiet matrix of influence, a meditative space where the universe folds upon itself gently. Your awareness drifts toward the stars that have traveled from other regions, now entering these shadows between clusters. They shine faintly, carrying histories of distant regions, crossing the darkness in steady, slow arcs. You imagine following one of these travelers, feeling its journey as a soft pulse, a thread linking faraway corners of the cosmos. Even in this apparent stillness, motion is present, a quiet flow that carries meaning and energy across unimaginable distances. You notice how the voids, though dark and empty-looking, are full of these subtle currents, resonant with the past and future. You sense the scale of time here expanded and flexible. A photon drifting across this void may take billions of years to reach a cluster of galaxies. Yet in this slow passage, it is perfectly preserved, a gentle witness to the universe's patience. You feel your own awareness stretching to match this tempo, breathing slowly, matching the rhythm of light and matter moving across silent distances. In this quiet, meditative state, you perceive the universe's deliberate pace, a rhythm that invites calm reflection rather than urgency. You imagine the quiet growth of structure in the shadows. Gravity is at work, even where there seems to be nothing. Small clumps of matter slowly attract one another, forming the faint beginnings of a new filament, a gentle suggestion of galaxies yet to emerge. You feel the poetry in this patient construction, understanding that creation is not always visible, that the most profound changes sometimes happen in stillness, in shadow, where only time and subtle influence bear witness. Even the absence of light is not lonely. You sense the quiet resonance of the void, the hum of potential, the echo of distant events shaping the spaces between. Here, in this meditative darkness, you feel your mind expanding, your awareness stretching to embrace the calm persistence of cosmic forces. You notice how the voids provide balance, how they allow galaxies and stars to exist and evolve without interruption, offering room for motion and growth, space for the slow unfolding of cosmic stories. The shadows also carry memory. You imagine the remnants of light and matter from stars long gone, particles drifting silently, waiting to be gathered into new structures. Each void is layered with history, a repository of past events, a quiet testament to the patience of the cosmos. You feel that even in the deepest darkness, the universe remembers, holding the seeds of what has been and what is yet to come. Your awareness rests here, attuned to the meditative persistence of these spaces, and you sense that emptiness itself is alive with quiet influence. As you float further, you notice the contrast between the dense star clusters and the deep voids between them. One is filled with motion and light, the other with calm and reflection. You realize that both are essential, that creation and stillness, motion and pause, exist together in a delicate balance. The universe teaches through contrast, showing that even in apparent emptiness there is significance, depth, and resonance. You feel your mind settling into this rhythm, embracing the gentle ebb and flow of cosmic spaces. Even as you drift through shadows, you sense the subtle influence of nearby galaxies and star clusters. Their gravity stretches across the void, tugging at invisible threads, guiding motion, shaping the potential for future encounters. The darkness is never isolated. It is a connective tissue, a bridge between points of light and energy. You feel your own awareness drifting along with these subtle currents, weightless and calm, attuned to the soft hum of the universe stretching across space and time. And as you lie beneath the vast, quiet darkness between worlds, you sense that even the emptiest spaces are full of presence. Shadows between galaxies are not lonely, but reflective, patient, and resonant. You feel yourself carried gently along, floating with the currents of dark matter, interstellar gas, and light, listening to the universe's subtle lullaby. And as your mind rests here, in the deep calm of intergalactic space, you sense that the merging of galaxies lies just ahead, where light, motion, and creation will once again come together in a soft, inevitable dance. You float gently in the quiet aftermath of intergalactic voids, drifting toward the regions where galaxies are no longer separate but beginning to intertwine. Andromeda's arms stretch across the darkness, bending subtly under gravity's guidance, while the Milky Way's spirals respond in kind, reaching outward like dancers joining in a slow embrace. The sky itself begins to transform before your eyes, not abruptly, but in a careful, patient unfolding. You feel as if you are witnessing a living artwork, a masterpiece painted over millions of years with light, motion, and gravity as the brushes. The stars respond with gentle precision. Individual suns trace new paths, adjusting their orbits as they begin to circle shared centers of gravity. Some move closer, forming new clusters, while others drift outward, carried along tidal tales of interstellar motion. You sense the elegance of these movements, the quiet choreography of cosmic forces shaping the layout of galaxies. There is no hurry here, only the slow, deliberate flow of creation, dissolving old forms while knitting new ones in their place. You notice bright clusters of stars glowing in unexpected patterns, hints of new structures emerging as spirals intertwine. Nebulae fold under the combined gravitational pull, clouds of gas forming arcs and ribbons that shimmer softly. Each particle of dust and gas participates in this gentle transformation, tracing invisible lines that will guide future generations of stars. You feel the rhythm of this remaking, the patient elegance of processes that unfold across millions of light years, and your mind drifts in quiet awe at the vastness and grace of it all. Even the motion of light itself adapts. Rays from distant stars curve under shifting gravitational fields, highlighting the new forms of matter and energy. You imagine following a photon as it threads through the spiral arms, tracing patterns that will only fully reveal themselves over millennia. Light becomes a medium of connection, showing the intricate paths along which the universe rearranges itself. You feel the subtle resonance of these movements within your chest, a gentle echo of the cosmos' slow, careful work. You sense the formation of tidal streams, long, luminous trails of stars and gas pulled gently outward by the merging galaxies. These streams are delicate yet persistent, carrying both matter and energy across the void. You imagine drifting along one, weightless, observing the particles tracing soft, flowing curves that stretch into the darkness. Each star, each grain of dust, each photon is part of a vast, patient symphony, a meditation on the persistence of matter, the resilience of light, and the careful unfolding of cosmic patterns. The merging galaxies create subtle waves of compression within gas clouds, triggering bursts of star formation in previously quiet regions. You imagine these newborn stars as sparks igniting in the dark, soft glimmers of life emerging from slow motion. You feel the continuity of cycles. Endings become beginnings, dissolution becomes creation, motion becomes pattern. The universe operates in this quiet, unhurried rhythm, and you drift along with it, sensing your awareness expanding to match the measured tempo of galactic transformation. Even in the vast expanse, you notice the presence of dark matter, an invisible scaffolding guiding the slow remaking of the sky. Its gravitational influence weaves through the stars, helping shape tidal tails, clusters, and spirals. You sense the harmony of forces both seen and unseen, the elegance of interactions that unfold over millennia, and the gentle interconnectedness that holds the cosmos together. The universe is not random here. It is deliberate, patient, and fluid, teaching through observation rather than command. You drift through the merging arms of galaxies, noticing how their spirals begin to blend, stars brushing past each other without collision, tracing arcs that will persist for millions of years. There is a quiet beauty in the interweaving patterns, a soft poetry written in motion. You feel your mind syncing with this rhythm, attuning to the slow, deliberate choreography of matter and light. Each path, each orbit, each wave of energy carries its own story, a verse in the ongoing lullaby of cosmic transformation. Clusters settle into new positions, their light softening as they find gravitational balance. The sky feels fluid yet steady, a tableau of forms in slow evolution. You notice how previously separate structures now interact as a whole, creating harmony through their gentle motions. The merging galaxies are not chaotic. They are a meditation on balance, showing you how immense forces can work together with elegance, how dissolution and creation can coexist in quiet synchrony. You follow a ribbon of gas stretching between the two galaxies, imagining its soft curvature and the faint glow of nascent stars along its length. You sense the patient energy in this formation, the anticipation of light yet to come, and the subtle influence of gravity guiding its flow. Everything moves with precision, yet nothing is hurried. You feel the universe teaching you patience, showing how patterns emerge naturally from the interplay of gentle forces over vast scales. Even the most distant stars, far from the center of the merging galaxies, participate in the transformation. They drift subtly, following tidal influences, tracing arcs that will take millennia to complete. You imagine yourself floating among them, weightless, aware of the gentle pull of invisible threads connecting matter, energy, and light. The universe hums quietly here, a lullaby composed of motion, resonance, and time, inviting your awareness to rest in its calm cadence. And as the sky slowly remakes itself, arms intertwining, clusters shifting, tidal streams glowing softly in the dark, you sense the enduring rhythm of the cosmos. Creation and dissolution move together, intertwined, each step deliberate yet unhurried. Your mind drifts with these patterns, attuned to the soft pulse of stars and galaxies, and you realize that the universe, in its patient remaking, offers a quiet meditation on balance, continuity, and the beauty of transformation. You float, suspended in wonder, feeling the calm certainty of forces that stretch across light years, and you sense that the universe has more stillness ahead, a luminous pause where Andromeda dominates the sky, and you, weightless and calm, can rest in the quiet presence of cosmic light. You float in the gentle aftermath of the merging galaxies, suspended in the quiet stillness of space. The universe seems to exhale slowly, as if holding a soft pause after the long, patient unfolding of creation. Andromeda now stretches across the sky, vast and luminous, its spiral arms reaching into the darkness, calm and assured. You feel the subtle pull of its gravity, steady and gentle, a quiet rhythm that harmonizes with your own breathing. The night sky has settled, and you drift in sync with its vast, luminous pulse. Every star seems to glow with quiet intention, each one a note in a cosmic lullaby. You notice the warm, soft light spreading across the dark, filling the void without urgency. Nebulae shimmer faintly, the last traces of gas stirred by earlier encounters, catching the glow of distant suns. You feel as if you are floating through a delicate orchestra of matter and light, each particle participating in a gentle meditation on presence and continuity. Even in its immensity, the universe feels intimate, welcoming your awareness into its calm embrace. You sense the scale of this luminous pause. Billions of stars stretch across millions of light years, yet there is no rush, no overwhelming pressure, only patience. You imagine drifting along one of Andromeda's spiral arms, tracing its curvature, following stars as they move subtly, almost imperceptibly, through the slow rhythm of space. The galaxy's motion feels like a soft tide, a gentle ebb and flow, carrying light and matter across distances beyond comprehension. You realize that even in vastness, there is serenity, a meditative order woven through motion and stillness alike. The light that reaches you carries history. Photons traveling for millions of years arrive softly, illuminating the universe as it once was and as it is now. You follow one of these rays as it bends slightly under Andromeda's gentle gravitational pull, and you feel the invisible hand of time shaping every journey. The photons whisper stories of formation, migration, and subtle interaction, and your mind begins to expand, absorbing the calm patience encoded in each flicker. You notice that light itself has rhythm, a quiet cadence that hums gently across the void. You feel your body and mind aligning with this rhythm, inhaling and exhaling in sync with the motion of stars, nebulae, and clouds of gas. Time itself feels malleable here, stretching and folding without force, a soft meditation on duration. Centuries, millennia, and eons seem to drift past, each moment infused with weight and purpose. You notice the deliberate pace of the universe and feel it mirrored in your own calm awareness, a serene connection that invites reflection and rest. Even the dark spaces between arms of stars are alive with quiet presence. You drift through them, weightless, sensing the faint gravitational currents and the whisper of interstellar gas. These spaces are not empty. They are contemplative, reflective, patient. You notice subtle contrasts, light and dark, motion and stillness, presence and absence, each contributing to the gentle harmony of the luminous pause. The universe, in its vastness, becomes a soft meditation, teaching you that even silence is full of resonance. The clusters of stars, now settled into new positions, emit a calm glow that spreads across the surrounding darkness. You imagine following a cluster's orbit, tracing its gentle curve through space. The stars interact quietly, gravitationally nudging each other into balance, creating patterns that will persist for millions of years. You sense the elegance in these subtle interactions, the soft continuity of cosmic motion, and the quiet poetry embedded in each orbit. The universe teaches patience here, showing how immense scales can move in delicate, deliberate steps. You notice that the luminous pause is both a stillness and a preparation. Beneath the calm, energy flows, motion continues, and matter quietly shifts. The universe holds its breath, not as an absence of activity, but as a mindful observation of balance. You sense the quiet meditation of cosmic forces, a soft hum of ongoing influence beneath the apparent calm. Each star, each cloud, each particle participates, tracing invisible arcs, carrying the promise of future change while resting in the present moment. You imagine drifting along Andromeda's spiral arms, weightless and unhurried, watching stars trace their gentle paths. Some photons from newborn stars catch the glow of older suns, spreading light across dust and gas in delicate arcs. Nebulae ripple faintly as the galaxy's gravity guides them, softening edges, creating patterns that will eventually inspire new cycles of creation. You feel the calm interconnection of all things, a quiet thread linking past, present, and future through soft, patient motion. Even the faintest light becomes a meditation. You focus on a single star, glowing subtly in the distance, and imagine tracing its photons as they stretch across space. You feel the universe's patience encoded in their journey, the measured unfolding of energy across unimaginable distances. The sky above you has transformed into a lullaby of light, a symphony of soft pulses, gentle arcs, and patient motion, inviting your mind to rest, to float, and to reflect on the beauty of calm, continuous presence. You sense that this luminous pause is infinite, timeless in its tranquility. The galaxies hold their shapes with quiet confidence, each star maintaining its path while remaining part of a greater whole. You notice the interplay of light and shadow, motion and stillness, and feel your own awareness expanding to embrace this meditative balance. The night sky becomes a mirror for your mind, a place where thought can settle into calm, where imagination floats weightless, and where the gentle hum of the universe encourages peaceful contemplation. As you drift in the luminous pause, you notice your breath syncing with the rhythm of the galaxies, slow and steady. The stars, the clouds of gas, the dark interstellar spaces all seem to breathe in harmony with you. Every flicker of light, every gentle curve of motion, every particle drifting through space becomes part of a soft, continuous melody. You feel a profound calm settle within, a quiet knowledge that the universe's rhythm is steady, patient, and eternal. And as Andromeda dominates the night sky, glowing with quiet, expansive light, you sense the universe inviting you to rest fully. The luminous pause stretches across billions of years and unimaginable distances, yet you feel it intimately within your own heartbeat. The lullaby of stars hums softly, carrying your mind toward sleep, toward dreams where the merging galaxies continue their gentle dance, and where the quiet, infinite patience of the cosmos becomes a gentle cradle for your thoughts. You drift in the quiet after the luminous pause, weightless and serene, observing the night sky as Andromeda settles fully into view. Its spiral arms stretch outward, luminous and calm, intertwining subtly with the Milky Way's own spirals. The galaxies now share the same space in quiet harmony, a testament to the patient rhythm of cosmic forces. You feel yourself suspended within this immense calm, aware of your small presence, yet intimately connected to the slow, deliberate unfolding of the universe. Every star seems to whisper softly, each flicker of light a note in a gentle, endless melody. You notice clusters forming patterns across Andromeda's spirals, glimmers of light weaving quiet stories of birth and motion. The vast interstellar spaces remain filled with subtle currents, dark matter threading invisible paths that guide stars and gas alike. You sense the continuity of these movements, the persistent patience that stretches across billions of years. Even in their immensity, these forces feel personal, as if the universe itself is inviting your awareness to rest within its calm embrace. The night feels alive, yet profoundly gentle. Each photon that reaches your eyes has traveled vast distances, carrying stories of stars long gone and of light just born. You imagine following them along their journeys, drifting with their soft illumination, sensing the quiet echo of time folded into each particle. There is no urgency in their motion, no pressure in their paths, only the slow, deliberate rhythm of existence, teaching you how to breathe with the universe rather than against it. You sense a deep stillness between the stars. Dark clouds and faint voids offer pauses, reflective spaces where light and matter move softly without distraction. These silent stretches, once vast emptiness, now feel like meditative pauses, allowing the luminous notes of stars to resonate more clearly. You float through these subtle shadows, feeling the gentle tug of gravity and the invisible threads of dark matter weaving the galaxies into quiet harmony. Even in stillness, you perceive motion, a patient unfolding of the universe's song. Clusters of stars and nebulae glimmer in soft arcs, their light spreading across space like gentle waves. You follow the path of one distant star, imagining the subtle push of gravity guiding it through the vast spiral arms. Around it, other stars move in perfect balance, tracing curves that will persist for millions of years. You feel the intricate dance of these bodies as a calming rhythm, a pulse that mirrors the gentle ebb and flow of your own breathing. The night sky has become both expansive and intimate, vast yet personal, a lullaby composed in light and motion. You notice the quiet influence of time stretching across the cosmos. The stars you see now are not exactly as they were when their light first left. Some have burned out, some have shifted, yet their presence continues in the photons that reach you. You sense the coexistence of past and present, a meditation on persistence and continuity. Each flicker, each curve, each soft glow carries the memory of creation, reminding you that even in change, there is calm, and even in movement, there is constancy. The Milky Way and Andromeda swirl in gentle rhythm, their gravitational embrace shaping the night sky with care. Tidal streams stretch outward, luminous and delicate, carrying the soft remnants of earlier motion. You imagine drifting along one of these streams, weightless, feeling the gentle pull of countless stars moving together as a community. You sense the harmony of forces, subtle yet profound, shaping structures with patience and care, teaching you that even immense processes can unfold with serenity. Every element of the cosmos contributes to this final lullaby. Clouds of gas shimmer softly under the light of distant suns, while dark matter weaves its invisible scaffolding across space. You feel the gentle hum of cosmic forces beneath the visible dance, a subtle vibration that carries both memory and possibility. In this stillness, you sense the connection between all things, light, matter, motion, and time, flowing together into a quiet, eternal melody. Your mind drifts with these patterns, weightless and calm, following the arcs of stars, the curves of spirals, the soft paths of gas and dust. You notice that endings and beginnings are intertwined. The stars that have gone before nurture the space for new light. The voids between galaxies allow movement and reflection, and the merging of Andromeda and the Milky Way carries both continuity and renewal. You feel your own awareness flowing with this rhythm, a gentle participant in the calm persistence of the universe. The luminous pause stretches into infinity. You sense the stillness of space, the weightless quiet of interstellar distance, and the soft hum of motion balanced with calm. Andromeda glows in patient authority, its presence gentle yet commanding, inviting your mind to rest. You float among stars, nebulae, and tidal streams, feeling the subtle dance of creation and continuity around you. Every flicker, every curve, every quiet gravitational tug contributes to the soft music of the cosmos, a meditation that carries through the night and into your own awareness. You feel the intimate connection between yourself and the universe, Though you are small, you are part of this gentle rhythm, aligned with the patient unfolding of cosmic forces. You notice your breathing slowing, your mind expanding to match the stillness, and your awareness resting in the quiet resonance of galaxies. The stars, the voids, the streams of matter, and the curves of light all fold into a soft, meditative lullaby that stretches across space and time, carrying you toward dreams. And as you float in the calm presence of the remade night sky, Andromeda dominant and luminous, you sense that the story of the universe continues beyond your awareness. Stars will continue to form, drift, and fade. Galaxies will swirl, collide, and settle again. And the quiet rhythms of light, matter, and gravity will persist for billions of years. Yet in this moment, the cosmos feels tender, intimate, and deeply calm. You rest here, carried by the eternal whisper of the night, knowing that even as this journey ends, the universe's lullaby will continue, and sleep flows gently, deep, and undisturbed.